Meron tayong bagong project. To. Meron dito ng 4 na transistor, mga resistor, diode, LED. Meron din switch. Ano na naman yan, tutoy? Ito yung ating bagong project. Ano yan? Mukhang magulo yan. Ito ang tinatawag na inverter gate, not gate. Lagyan natin ng power, 5 volts. Para malaman mo kung paano ito. Masyado maliwanag. Yan. Umiilaw yung LED? Ano naman yan? Yan ang tinatawag na NOT gate. Logic gate. Diba? Yun umiilaw yung LED. Anong silbi niyan? Pag pinindot ko yan, yung switch, nawawala yung ilaw. Pag na-release ko, bumabalik siya. NOT gate yan sa ating logic gate circuit. Pag may input, walang output. Pag walang input, merong output. Diba? Kanyang consumption 110 milliwatt, 5.03 volts, 22 milliampere. Yan ang bago nating project. Good day to everyone. This is now the circuit diagram of our project. TTL NOT gate, totem pole output. Okay, what is TTL? Transistor logic. So in our circuit we are using transistor and many resistor and also diode and LED. So basically transistor logic composed of a lot of transistor, especially a BJT type transistor. NOT gate. Why is it NOT gate? This whole circuit, the equivalent of the circuit is, that is the logic symbol. It is a NOT gate. When there's no input, it inverts the input. It becomes 1. So there's an output. If there's an input, there is no output. It inverts the signal or the voltage input. That is the characteristic of NOT gate in digital electronics. This is a NOT gate, inverter gate. This whole circuit, and I only add a switch and a pull down resistor for the input side, and then to the output I'm using the LED green to indicate that that there's an output. For the circuit we have 4 transistor, all BJT 2N3904. What is the purpose of this transistor? Okay, the purpose of this transistor is is not as a switch. The diode function of the transistor. As you can see here, we have also the diode 1N4007 protection diode. A diode here for to ensure that the transistor is operating properly. There's no reverse or leakage current from the output. Transistor also here, and the transistor in the middle. When there's no output, okay, 0, when there's no input, 0, there is an output or LED turns on, because when we trace the current, okay, the current flows into the base of this transistor and to the ground, from R1 to base to emitter, then to the 500 ohms. Okay, the diode steering function of a transistor. Actually, the transistor has two diode, okay, from base to collector and base to emitter, but here it is grounded, initial state of the circuit. The purpose of this is protection diode. While this is grounded, this makes this transistor to turn off. If this is turned off, this is all turn off. Turn off, or cut off. The current flows into the R2, making this transistor to switch on. When this is on to the D1, since this is off, flows to the green LED. Now we have the output. So initial state with no input, 0. We have an output, 1. That's why LED turns on. But in the case that when we press the switch, current now flows into the 5 ohms and then to the emitter, dividing the current between 500 ohms and emitter. At the same time, we are injecting a voltage here of about 5 volts to the emitter. When we inject a voltage into the emitter of this transistor, we will make the diode function of the transistor to reverse bias. The tendency of the current is to flow into the R1 and to this base to collector, into the base, into the emitter of the second transistor. Once we inject a 5 volts to the emitter of this transistor, okay, this is a diode steering function of transistor, or the reverse mode of operation of the transistor. When you inject a voltage here into the emitter of the transistor, the other side of the transistor that acts as a diode will conduct. So the current flows into the base, to the collector, to the base, to the emitter, switching this transistor on, also making this transistor on. So the current flows now into the R2, collector to emitter, and then to the base, to the R3, to the base, making this LED to turn off when we press the switch. Okay, this is now off. Why this is off? Because it is pulled down to the ground. What is the function of transistor here? This is a phase splitter to make sure that this transistor is on while this transistor is off, to make sure that only one transistor will turn on because of this phase splitter. Okay, so when this is off, this is on, making this two off, pull down to the ground. This is off, there's no current flowing into the LED green. So, what's the purpose of this circuit? This is all just a switching circuit for designing an integrated circuit or IC. How we use this TTL NAT gate, totem pole output with an diode connected to the emitter. Because the purpose of the gate, especially the TTL NAT gate, the function of the gate, when you say it is a gate, it is capable of sourcing current to the output and sinking current to the output. Also into the input, it can source current and sink current, pull down and pull up. So it is used primarily for designing a switch. So, okay, when there's no input, there's an output because the current flows directly to the ground and to the base of the Q4, saturating this transistor, and then to the LED. These two is off. These two are off. And then when you press the switch, it will go into the different direction. The steering function of the diode or the reverse active mode of the transistor. It will flow into the base of the collector, switching this on. If this is on, now this is off. This is off. This is also off.